Most of the fans already know you, but can you tell us a bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, so I'm 35, obviously I'm a local lad. I live in Willington. I moved here when I was about 15. I've spent a few years in the armed forces before setting away in the logistics sector, which is where I work now. Obviously got involved in the football club a couple of years ago, and I love this sort of atmosphere. I love the local feel to football.
Yeah.
And hence why I'm here.
Difficult time for any football club at the minute. What do you see as the challenges moving forward?
Yeah, obviously the challenge now, the last couple of months and the next couple of months, obviously finances is a massive challenge for any club at this standard anywhere. Obviously we got hit quite badly by losing out on our FA Cups and our youth tournaments, which meant no revenue, which is what set us up ready for the following season. So obviously the big challenge there was finances, which luckily the club is now in a very good position to start the season. So we have managed to pull through it.
How do you see the season shaping up, and when do you think we'll be able to start playing again? Any thoughts on that?
It's a difficult one. Obviously we had our league AGM today, and they can't even give you sort of a definite answer because they don't know neither. I'd like to think by Christmas we've got games going or we've already started. This season I think we'll be a lot stronger. I think we'll learn from a lot of mistakes that we made in the last season. Obviously everyone who comes to the games are saying some of the mistakes that we made, and we've learned from it. So going into next season, it is pretty much the same team, and it'll be a much stronger team, having learned and gelled a lot more.
FA's talking about possibly September. How do you think that's achievable?
I'd heard a rumour that the Sunday League we're pushing for September, so I imagine if they're trying to get September, we might be somewhere there or thereabouts.
How vital is the fundraising being, given the club couldn't make any revenue?
Massive. Like I said before, obviously the money not coming in, the bills are still going out, as everyone found themselves in the country when obviously the work stopped. We had to fundraise. We thought long and hard about it. The committee decided it was the best thing to do was basically go to the local people and say, look, we need your help. We're a local football club. We need some help, sort of thing. And it was massive. It went literally around the world. BBC World Sport, 5 Live.
So what connects 114-year-old amateur football club Willington AFC in County Durham, a Hollywood film producer called Robert Malloy, and the world-renowned New York Yankees?
Obviously Rob Malloy over in America got wind of it through our social media wonder, who put a lot of work in.
You didn't believe us about that, did you?
No, I didn't. I remember that early morning message of the New York Yankees is interested. So
bases loaded, one out. Yankees trail 2-0. That ball is hammered. Goodbye, grand slam. Gleyber Torres smokes one to left. It's 4-2 Bombers.
Was the response surprising for you?
Yeah, definitely. And even the response from there, when you were saying obviously we're going on BBC World Sport and 5 Live, and when I was saying it's surreal, this our little club in Willington. So
I mean, obviously there was a massive input there from Rob Malloy, but there was a lot of input as well from local people around that as well. So
yeah, which just shows that the club is a local club, and obviously its roots are here. It's been here for over 100 years. Hopefully it'll be here for another 100 years.
So in terms of budget setting for next season, do you and the committee decide this, or is it a case of you and Ibby sitting down and discussing it, or how do you do it?
It's mainly the committee that decide the official budget, and then me and Ibby usually have a chat every couple of weeks or so, and I'll let him know how much he's overspending. And
does he overspend?
Well, he's actually pretty good, to be fair to him. He is really good, and the team we've got definitely worth the money that we pay.
So how long do you think it'll be before we can start announcing players for next season then, Lee?
Very soon to be fair. Like I say, we've got pen to paper with a couple already. The final stage talks with a few others, but yeah, bulk of the team's pretty much there, ready to go.
So what attracted you to Willington?
It's my hometown. Obviously, so I moved here when I was 15, and it was my brother and one of his friends who. It was a Boxing Day about 3-4 years ago, and so we're going to watch the Willington game. So I'll come along with you, and I love the atmosphere and I love the feel of the ground and obviously what it stands for.
How would you sell Willington Football Club?
Pretty much as that, as a grassroots football club that's embedded within the community, that obviously has one of the best youth programmes around. And obviously the players move on to ideally play the first team and hopefully go better. But very much a community-based football club. We do have things in the pipeline to try and expand on that as well, that obviously we'll announce as and when we can.
So what would you like to see the club achieve?
Promotion's always wanting to go for, so it would be nice to see a game down in Wembley, and definitely promotion into Division 1 of our Northern League. Which,
do you think that's realistic?
Yeah, I think it is. Obviously we had a little bit of a bad spell last season, and when they cut the season short, we were 13th but tied 10th on points. So
yeah, I
think it is very much achievable.
So is there a message you'd like to send out to the people of Willington as we slowly move back to playing again then, Lee?
Yeah, come to the games. It's a community club, run by Avantasia for the community. So by all means come to the games, bring your wife, bring your dog, bring your kids. It's how I got involved in it to start with. Obviously came with my brother, watched the game, loved it, loved the atmosphere, loved the feel. And now bring my little lad who loves running around right side of the pitch, loves watching the players. He's got to know the players, so they've obviously got to know him as well, but yeah, who knows, in 10-15 years time he might be part of the Willington programme.
Yeah, obviously follow us on social media as well, on our Twitter and Facebook.
Definitely, yeah, give it a like and a follow, yeah. Probably could have incorporated that quite well actually, to bring your kid in. We timed it actually we don't on the spot, we could have incorporated that quite well.
Okay, we're back at Hawley and Ibby. How does it feel to be back?
It's surreal, given what's gone on over the last 3-4 months. This is what I'm familiar with, football grounds, so it's a lovely thing to be here, to be back amongst the lads and whatnot. So yeah, been a long time coming.
Yeah, so we're working hard with recruitment, and without mentioning any names, are you looking to announce any new faces in the coming weeks?
We certainly will be. I mean, we've only officially been able to register players from this month, so there's been sort of a window where it's been a good opportunity to speak to a lot of players, speak to a lot of guys and get them lined up. So there'll be a few announcements. There's a couple that I'm keeping up my sleeve for the time being, but there's certainly a few that we're quite happy to go online in the not too distant future.
Okay, so without mentioning any names, a number of our players obviously have attracted interest from a few other clubs. How confident are you that you'll be able to hang on to them?
I mean, we've got a great group of lads. The camaraderie is absolutely out of this world, but what happens when you get players who are quality, who've shown game after game, like you said, without mentioning names, we have a number of them within our team. They will attract attention, and that's part and parcel of football. Players will attract attention, they get a name for themselves, and it's the nature of football as well. So them kind of lads, I mean, I myself have been in that position where teams will come and look at you. So at Willington, all we can do as a manager, as a club, is to ensure that we keep the best talent for as long as possible. But at the same time, you don't necessarily want to stand in anyone's way while they're trying to progress. So it's a rock and a hard place, but yeah, absolutely, there has been plenty of attention, but I'm very confident with regards to keeping the vast majority of them.
Going forward, what sort of size of squad do you feel you need?
If I listen to Lee, it will be 50 odd players. I mean, last season we flitted between sort of 16 and 18 lads. This year we won't be like that. It'll be around 20. There'll be a squad of 16 that we can carry. I mean, given potentially new rules and regulations with regards to players, you could really have up to 8 players on the bench. I think it is at the minute, is it? With regards to the likes of the Premier League. So if they introduce something like that, then it will dictate that we need a bigger squad. So this season will be a bigger squad than we carried last year.
You didn't have the benefit of pre-season in charge last year, so do you think this is your chance to say this is a Ibby Hassan squad?
Definitely. These are my players, and I'll live and die by that. So we'll have a great pre-season. I hope to God that they haven't just been sitting on furlough and eating and drinking and making themselves not quite footballers. But yeah, this season is stamped between Suds and myself, we've stamped our identity on this team, and these are our players. This is our squad.
Have you set yourself a goal for the coming season, and where do you want to finish?
We have, whether or not we want to disclose that, but I mean, last season we got off to a great start, and then we had a bit of I'll call it a wobbled wheel, nearly came off. But with that in mind, we know with the ability that we have in our squad, the kind of players and what we hope to achieve, anything less than sort of 6th will feel very disappointing.
Okay, what sort of training are you looking to do with the current social distancing measures then, maybe?
I mean, where to start? There's no real rule book to this. There's no tried and tested formula. Suds and I have had a look online at quite a few sort of drills that you can do when you have the 6-player separation. The kind of things that we'll be able to introduce. Very, very small-sided games. Just looking forward to the time when you can really get all the lads together as a group and work on set pieces properly and whatnot. So the idea is to split them in attacking and defensive sections, so until we can mix the groups.
In terms of commitment to the club and playing every week, how do you instill that within the squad?
To be honest, that's something that, I mean, if you could bottle it, you could sell it for a fortune. It's something that happens organically. I mean, first and foremost, you want no bad apples. You need to get lads who are keen to play football first and foremost, who want to put the effort in, who've got the desire to play week in, week out. And with that, they encourage the others. And what you find is, and what we had last season was a great group of lads who are familiar with each other outside of football, who enjoy being around football and enjoy being around the club. And again, that's a club as a whole. That includes, you know, myself and Suds, right down to the committee, to the media guys, to the chairman, to those people in the club. That builds a club, and that's commitment there. You know, it's not just the 11 players on the pitch who are committed to the club. It's a community.
Yeah. So how difficult has it been to plan for the season, particularly when we don't know when it's going to be?
Berserk. I'm just going to leave it at that. Just mental.
So why Willington then, Ibby?
Why Willington? Well, actually, I came here to play. I was destined to hang up my football boots, and it transpired that Skinner at the time was moving on, and I sort of had a quick chat with Lee. We discussed that. I can look after the boys for a bit with my experience and whatnot, and it transpired that I thought, you know what, this isn't bad. I quite like it, and I think this is for me. I enjoy the management side of it, so that's Willington. And why Willington? Why have I stayed? Have been fantastic with this so far, so I'm saying that, you never know. I mean, I could always do with a pay rise, just put it on camera. Just saying.
So what motivates you now as a manager?
Do you know what it is? As a manager, I get more emotional over football than I did as a player, and just seeing that you can absolutely decide everything. As a player, I was responsible for one job, my job on the pitch. As a manager, it's bringing them all together and bringing all the pieces together, and that's just something that, given the opportunity to do that, and then seeing, you know, us win, or even put out a performance like we did against Sunderland, where the lads were absolutely fantastic and disappointing to lose, nevertheless. But that inspires you, that motivates you. So that.
So you've obviously got a good relationship with the chairman. How key is that?
Who said I've obviously got a good relationship with
I'm
the chairman?
saying that.
Basically, right, the things I would love if Lee had deeper pockets, longer arms, they would all be fantastic things. But no, it's vital. I mean, there's an understanding. We chat, certainly during the season, now on daily. You know, he's in tune with what's happening in the club. It's an absolute bonus. I don't think it's something that you can do as a manager unless you have that, you know, the confidence of the chairman or the relationship where I can go and discuss anything with him. So, be it, you know, on the pitch or off the pitch. So I really, really appreciate that kind of relationship.
So have you got a message for the Willington supporters that might be watching this, then, Ibby?
I do, yeah. God knows when you'll get to watch live football again, but when you do, make sure it's here at Hall Lane, alright? And in the meantime, the lads are keeping themselves fit, and you'll come back to some beautiful, beautiful football. Not only that, they've spent a fortune on the pitch as well, so it's going to be an absolute park.
Certainly have. Yeah.
Have.
Right, great. Thanks very much, Ibby.
You're welcome. It's going to be a big season for us, this one, without a shadow of a doubt. We've got more than enough ability here. We've got some new lads coming in, and we're going to make a real push for it this year. Can't wait to get started.
So a lot of the stuff we're going to do now is around 50, 100, 200, 400, 800 runs, yard runs in your first 6 sessions. I'll mix it up a little bit and put some other things in, like maybe 1 to 6s and 6 to 1s, which you've already done before. We'll also finish with a lot of touch work in the first few sessions, and then ultimately at the end of the session we'll do some bodies, so around press-ups and sit-ups. And this first session's around about an hour and a half, but you're not working for an hour and a half, so it shouldn't be too hard for you. What will get harder is as we're doing the 50, the 100, the 200, the 400 runs, your rest period will get shorter. So this rest period today is quite long for you. As we move forward to the next 6 sessions, it'll get ultimately shorter, and that's where you'll get your cardio from.
You've had a hell of a time the last 3-4 months. Let's start to enjoy ourselves. Look after yourselves first and foremost as well. Right, so we'll start taking for a quick warm up, will you?
Just have a jog around, I would say, maybe around the pitches, maybe stop halfway, get through some stretches.
Good, stop that call.
Don't drop! Time! Excellent, fellas, really good.
Okay, so we're at Hall Lane. How does it feel to be back? Although you haven't really been away, you two, have you?
Not really. I mean, to be fair, we've not had a game since March, have we? But there's still been lots to do in the background, make sure we keep going. Reading numerous emails from the FA about the daily changes from the government.
There's been a few of them, hasn't there?
1 or 2, yeah.
Just 1 or 2?
100,000.
So you two do loads of things around the club. Can you explain what you do?
Potter on, fix the guttering, paint the fences.
Pottering then, Dale.
Yeah,
Pottering.
Dale's a potterer.
Dale's a potterer.
Yeah.
I picked him up a couple of years ago from here and I've never gone home since. Then I came again, I collected glasses, started pulling the pints, then became secretary. All in a day's work.
All in a day's work. So how do you manage to do everything that you do? How do you fit everything in?
Make a list, be organised, get up early in the morning.
And you just do what Helen says, Dale?
Yes.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. So volunteers are massive for clubs like ours. Do you both find it rewarding with what you do?
It is. Personally, I don't think I would do it. In all fairness, yes, I have little temper tantrums along the way, but on the whole, I'm here, so I must enjoy it.
Yeah. How about you, Dale?
That just keeps you fit. Doing all the jobs.
Doing all the jobs around the ground. Selling raffle tickets.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's a legend, it's raffle tickets.
If you can't sell a raffle ticket.
So a bit of a setback yesterday with the government announcing new rules. Do you think we'll be back for the 5th of September?
I have to be honest and say I don't think we will, in all fairness. I'd love to be back because the season needs to start. You can only extend to a certain level. We'll have already lost a month by starting in September. There's been changes to cup games. I just think for the lads and I think for the supporters as well, we need normality back at football grounds.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
We need something to do on a Saturday.
That's right.
If not, we go in the Metro Centre.
So what sort of things are we doing around the club to get the place COVID-19 ready, shall we say?
We've introduced the track and trace to comply with guidelines. Obviously the hand gel, sanitisers, PPE we're looking at. Got to make adjustments to the clubhouse. Changing rooms will be out of bounds until we're told we can use them. So again, it's just following the guidelines that the government set in place, which then rolls down from the FA right down to grassroots.
Aye, busy time, innit? Rules and regulations.
Rules and regulations, and because they're changing so rapidly, you think you're on top of it, and then something else changes. But to be honest, we'll get there. With a few of us sticking our heads together, we'll get there.
So it's a new system this year for player registrations, Helen. How's things going with that?
Give me pen and paper any day. It has been made more difficult this season for us in the fact that I have struggled to get players registered, only to find out, because Dale's previously been involved in running football clubs and we use a joint email address. The FA have decided now that you can't have two people with one email address, so I've had to ask them to eliminate Dale.
Take them out.
They've got to get rid of Dale in the nicest possible way so I can register our lads. But it's all in hand and they are our players and they'll be here in September.
So that's with the Durham FA?
With the big FA. With
the big FA,
big
the full FA.
Yes,
right.
but thankfully Durham FA have helped to sort it out for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So are there any areas that you'd like some help with yourselves or generally around the club? Or I mean, we're always looking for volunteers, but...
Definitely volunteers are a must. Volunteers who obviously have got some time to commit to doing odd jobs.
Yes.
I'm sure there's little jobs that you'd like help with, isn't there?
Bit painting to do, finishing off, around the boards.
Grass cutting.
Yeah, definitely grass cutting.
But I think as well it's people who have got the time to commit, and if they say they're going to do something, get it done. We've all got lives outside of football. And it's no sort of secret that I am a list maker and I'm a bit of a control freak, so please don't tell me you're going to do something and don't do it. Or otherwise I'll have a hissy fit and Pudel gets the brunt of it.
Get taken out.
Yeah, I'll eliminate, yeah.
So if people wanted to volunteer, then how can they get involved? What's the best way?
They can come down to the ground, they can contact the Facebook page, there's an official club page, there is a supporters page. To be fair, I think most people who would want to get involved will know somebody at the club already.
Yeah.
So any method of communication will do.
Yeah.
Come knocking at the door, come to a game, drop us an email, drop us a message via Facebook. Come along if you're interested in helping, no matter how little a time you've got. But if you're very handy, we'd really welcome your help.
Definitely. I mean, I know we all spend a lot of time on it, but it is quite a rewarding experience. I know from myself doing the social media. I
think it's just nice to see the lads enjoy it, really.
Well,
isn't it?
It is. You spend a lot of time doing it, but it's worthwhile at the end of the day, isn't it? When you put 11 players out on the pitch and see everything coming together.
See it all come together, see some points go in the bag, and hopefully see a whole season out next time.
Yes, touch. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's what it's all about, getting fit pre-season. We've got our first pre-season friendly against Starlow Town on Wednesday. Kick off at 7:30, so get here for 2:45 if you can. Alright, it's important that you look after yourself between now and then. Everyone's going to get a chance to play, absolutely everyone will be rolling subs, so read nothing into that, but it's all about getting our fitness in now. I'm more concerned about us putting the miles in pre-season, make sure that we're fresh and ready to go at the beginning of the season. So, well done today, enjoy yourselves for the rest of the weekend, boys. Good effort.
Today with the fitness training, maybe how do you think it's gone?
Third session, I mean, you're starting to see the rust really coming off now, so obviously the lads have had a long time. As much as they might have done some themselves, but nothing substitutes what they've just done out there. So really happy with how things have progressed. It's been a hard session today, but especially with the heat. But fantastic. Really happy with the way they're going.
Had a big blow this week with losing Dale LG. How do we go about replacing the club captain?
How do we go about replacing the club captain? I mean, for me, a changing room should be full of captains, and it just gives somebody an opportunity to step up to the fore. Dale's an experienced lad who's played in the Northern League for a long time. Even I played alongside Dale. Yeah, he's a good player, but this is football. We have to move on. It gives someone else an opportunity. Maybe gets us thinking outside the box a bit. So, again, it's football, it's progress. Stand still and you die. So, Dale's gone, and it's now a case of focusing on what we can do. So,
but we have had some good news with a major coup with the re-signing of Carl Robinson. That's got to be good news.
Massive. I mean, I genuinely don't think there's a better goalkeeper in the Northern League, be it our division, be it the one above. Carlton go on to do special things. Over the moon to get him here with us for the coming season, and just really progress his game as well. You know, it's going to be a thing that we do as a club, and it's what we want to do with more of our players. So over the moon.
And we've got our first pre-season friendly on Wednesday night. What are you hoping to get out of it?
Fitness, genuinely fitness. I mean, as much as it's a cliche saying the results don't matter, they do, you want to be winning, but fundamentally it's about us now going out there, being fit, being sharp, looking after ourselves, and also it's a good opportunity for Suds and I to have a look at some of the guys who've just came to training this season, so we can really see, you know, how they might fit into our squad and what we're hoping to achieve, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, get there.
Yes, Dodge.
Yep.
Oh! Unlucky. Pretty. We're down the man. We're down the man here, like. We're down the man, man.
Get your ball.
Oh, right, that was it. I'm not laughing. Straight to the top of the neck there. Oh! Man, look, son. Oh. This is a jelly leg if ever I've seen one. He's got his sandwich out there. What's he doing?
That's what I was thinking. Do you want to sit on the right or left? Or
Quick one. First pre-season friendly against RYFCW here, Saturday, 3 o'clock kick-off, 1:30 here at the ground. Make sure you look after yourselves, boys. Alright, stretch off whatever you need to stretch off, look after yourselves tonight. Plenty of fluids on board, look after yourselves on Friday. It will be a difficult game, there'll be plenty of running involved. Make sure we turn up with the right attitude, alright? Everyone's going to get a chance to show themselves, everyone's going to get a chance on the pitch, everyone's going to get at least 45 minutes, alright? So, look after yourselves in the interim. Well done tonight, boys, plenty of running, happy with that, as well as some half-decent finishing as well. Carl, you gloves to go Saturday. Alright, boys, well done. Well done.
Lads.
I've come in, I've left it, and I'm going out and playing. So we're going left? Yeah, you're going clockwise. They've gone there, that's the big point. The way we're looking at things at the minute, we've got people that are going to be miles away from those that are making the effort. You know, if there's people doing 3 and 4 and 5 sessions, when we've got to this point, which is the 5th session, you're going to be further ahead than people who haven't even bothered doing any session. Ash is different, he's just fit as fuck. He can do no sessions and he's still like that. He's just fit. Ash wasn't ready to be fit. Ash wasn't ready, replay the point. Something now, man. He trained well. He trained well.
Obviously, today was not match day 1 of our season, or pre-season even, but Tuesday is. Right, Tuesday, 7:30 kick-off, get here for 6:30 if we can, alright, or as soon as possible. Shildon, it's going to be a test, boys. With a bit of luck, the pitch will be in fine fettle by the time Tuesday rolls around. But look after yourselves in the meantime, alright? Hoping to God Harry Potter's down there somewhere. But look after yourselves for the rest of the weekend, and make sure that we're sharp as when it comes to Tuesday, alright? Yeah. Alright lads, well trained to get today, well done.
Stop the cross! Stop the cross!
That was a beauty, that one.
Stud lad. Well done, Studs lad. It was always going to be a difficult night against quality opposition. Ibby, what's your thoughts after that?
It was going to be a difficult night. I thought, given that we knew
these are 5 games deep. This is our first one, given that there's a lot of new faces out there. Thought the lads a decent enough account of themselves, is what I thought. It's miles in the bank, so to speak.
So we're heading to Friday against Riot.
We're missing 6 or 7 players who were predominantly starters for us last season. We'll hopefully welcome a few of them back. I thought that it was a good opportunity for me to see some of the lads that have been coming to training thus far. So looking forward to it again, another challenge, another first division side. Again, it's all about testing ourselves, and hopefully, you know, what we take away from it, the positives will be the communication of the lads. They're starting to play in the style that we wanted to play. We had spells today where we did keep the ball. Granted, the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect that, but that's matless at this stage for us, certainly this early in pre-season. So we'll take some positives into the Friday game against Riot. Let's be fair, it was fucking messy at the end. Fucking 10-0 goal, it's fucking absolute scandal. Boys, you have to do better. You have to get amongst your fucking mates who are supposed to be here tonight and fucking supporting us. Playing there with fucking 9 bodies, it's a fucking disgrace, boys. It's not good enough. You're going to be a squad, it's a fucking team game. Get into each other, it's not acceptable. I'll be fucking, heads will go. I'm not having this, like, not turning up on a Friday night as a team with fucking 10 fit
players. On the pitch though as well, he's got a 1-1, he's not pre-season, but getting fucking beat 10-0, it's embarrassing. 8-1 and 10-0 in 2 games, fucking shy pre-season, man. People think it's acceptable to get beat fucking that much, even if it is pre-season, it's fucking shy, man.
He's not wrong, boys.
You fucking want to win games with pre-season or not, you take pre-season, you take the season. Fucking 18 goals in 2 games, fucking shy.
Lads, be out there, enjoy your fucking selves. We haven't got very many games, like I said, left of pre-season. If you can give us a good 40, 50, 60 minutes, put it fucking in tonight, alright? Put it in, not long left now. Enjoy it, most importantly. Can we look after the ball? There's no excuses on a surface like today. Get it down, pop it about, and make sure, like I said, you, Kurt, drive them out at the back. Carlo Field, making sure that we're driving them out. We're not fucking dilly-dallying in there. Carl, same from you as well. Be big and loud and fucking drive them out of there. Most importantly, boys, enjoy yourselves. But we don't take the fucking piss either. We're not losing another game this fucking pre-season.
Time! Come on, Lewis! Get in!
Patrick.
Time!
Fantastic football at time. We've kept it well, trusted each other with the ball, had an opportunity to show off quality, didn't we? So it's a really good result. Some great goals in there. If anything we take away from this, we have to play fucking a full 90 minutes. We can't concede a sloppy ball or anything there. That's the only negative. Apart from that, lads, what a fucking great night of football. Everyone's being confident to get on the ball. We've created stuff. That's what we haven't done the last 2 games. We've certainly created more than enough tonight. It could have been a hatful. But the boys get themselves away.
Total contrast to last Friday night, Ibby. You've got to be delighted with that result.
Chalk and cheese, I mean, they're a good side. And tonight we've played very, very well. Scored some fantastic goals. Showed what strength and depth we've got in our squad. And it's, like you say, chalk and cheese.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it was a really good performance, wasn't it, in terms of like fact, we had practically 2 teams on each half almost.
We did, yeah. And that's one of them things that's going to happen when we've got a good squad, Mark, and we've got plenty of players and we've got plenty of quality on our side, and we've also got a few happier lads this week than we have last week.
We got a little bit sloppy at the end, conceding that late goal, but
that was the only downside about tonight. I think, like you say, to a man, we had 16, 17 lads involved tonight. Played fantastically well. The last few minutes to concede a goal, that's just down to being a little bit sloppy. I mean, they haven't picked us apart or anything there, so they have to do better. That we can't let that creep in, but it doesn't tarnish the kind of result that was tonight, given the teams that these have played and got results against this pre-season.
Great, well done, Ivy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
We're coming to the end of pre-season now. How do you feel after the last 5 weeks or so?
Yeah, feel good. It's nice that the league games are starting to come up now. Got a busy schedule ahead for September, so I think we've prepared quite well, as well as we can do. Subs got us fit, got us doing plenty of running, so it's nice to be able to put it to use in the friendlies, and we've had a bit mixed bag of results.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we've had a couple of disappointing heavy defeats, haven't we? But we came back to form on Friday night at Killingworth. And
that's it. We showed really more what we're about, and we got the ball down and played. We had the ball a lot more in that game than we did against Ryhope and Shildon. Obviously, 2 quality sides. Not a lot of teams are going to have much of the ball against them, but we had more of the ball and just showed what we can do. And we were clinical when it mattered.
And you scored a quality goal for the 6th goal.
Yeah, I think it was more satisfying that it was a team goal. Really started all the way from Carl at the back. Great ball into midfield as well. So that was quite satisfying, and it's nice to just show a bit of awareness in the box. And I was quite happy with it,
Yeah, it was a really good finish, good finish. So we've got Durham City this weekend, kicking off the league campaign. Obviously they're a bit of an unknown quantity with the amount of foreign players they've got.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts going into this weekend?
Confident, to be honest. Obviously I don't know too much about them. They've had a lot of change by the sounds of it, but confident in the group that we've got. We've got more than enough quality to do really well in this league this season. And I think it showed in the last game when we do have bodies there.
Yeah.
Like the quality we've got in the squad is ridiculous at times.
Yeah.
We seem to have like options in most areas now as well.
Yeah.
So that can only be good for us, really.
Yeah. And Durham City is one of your favourite teams as well, because you got your first goals for the club with a hat-trick against Durham, and then you scored that cork and free kick last year.
Yeah, it took a while, but I think it was about 9 games without a goal when I first came, but I managed to get a first half hat-trick, which set me on the way, and I ended up in double figures, which I was happy with for the first little spell at the club, but hopefully get a few more this season, starting Saturday.
Fingers crossed. Great. Thanks very much, Adam.
No, cheers.
Good luck for the weekend.
Cheers.
Oh!
Well done.
Oh!
Daddy, come and
Get in!
Daddy, come and dig. Daddy, come and dig.
Pre-season done and dusted. Some difficult games in amongst that, and some bad results essentially. But how do you think that's gone?
Well, short and sharp, crammed a lot into a small space of time. Couple of new faces, good to get to know everyone. Just get ready for Saturday now.
It's a big game Saturday, season opener against Durham. Brand new team from Durham's point of view. It's a bit of a foreign legion, don't know too much about them, so what's your thoughts going into Saturday's game?
Well, obviously, like you say, we don't know anything about them, but we've got to prepare ourselves and win the game. That's all we want to do, win the game. Start well and get 3 points on the board.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about us rather than concentrating on Durham.
Don't worry about them.
No, exactly. And congratulations on being named club captain, Andy. You must be really proud of that.
I am, thank you. Yeah, delighted about it. Feels good. Just want to show an example, especially to some of the younger lads and show them that it's a privilege to play for a lovely club like this.
Yeah.
We want to play and win things, win games, win points. See if we can get as far as we can in all competitions.
Yeah. No, it's really well deserved, Andy. Really pleased for you. Well done, mate.
I really appreciate that.
And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time!
Let's get the season off to an absolute flyer and make sure that we're stamped by our authority.